Here's Sandy, chapter 23, entitled Steak Again. When they got back, he led her to the basket where he had placed a thick tartan blanket and a bowl of water. She lapped happily at the water in the bowl, and then she turned and slowly climbed into the basket and fell asleep. It had been an exhausting day. Simon needed to sleep, and he lay on his bed. It was his favourite place to relax and hide away from the world. It was rare for him to get any peace and quiet. He wasn't looking forward to Alf coming home, as he was always in a bad mood. Still, things had improved for him since he had found Sandy. She was his best friend, and he knew he wasn't ever going to lose her. In a strange way, the burglary had been a blessing. No more hiding Sandy and no more sneaking around. He fell asleep with a grateful heart. He was woken by the crashing of the front door. Not a good sign. "Simon," Alf shouted, "I need my tea now." Simon jumped into action reluctantly. He cooked the steak, well done as usual, with fries. At least it was an easy meal. One he had every evening. Alf was a creature of habits, usually bad ones. Simon actually half enjoyed frying the steak and listening to it sizzle and feeling the heat of the hob. The house was cold, and it was the only source of heat he had. Alf came in to inspect like a professional cook, although he never actually cooked anything himself. In fact, he never did anything for himself. He wouldn't even make himself a cup of tea, or make his bed, or wash up. He expected and demanded everything to be done for him. The only thing he could bother doing for himself was brushing his teeth, getting dressed, and giving out a never-ending stream of orders. "I want that steak well done, not rare," he said. He grabbed the fork and stuck it in, seeing if any blood seeped out. If it bleeds, you do," he said menacingly. Then he flipped it over, sending hot oil splashing on the walls. "I knew I'd have to do it all by myself," he added improbably. Simon had heard all of this before. It wasn't wise to argue. Simon concentrated on the fries, as they had to be perfect and crisp. They smelled so good, and they were making his stomach rumble. After 5 minutes, his dad got bored and went back to his favourite armchair to shout at the TV. Simon laid his tray on his lap, and his fat dad inspected the steak, prodding and piercing it like a surgeon. He cut out a sizable chunk and popped it into his mouth. He chewed slowly, and Simon could see him thinking, and he hoped they were happy thoughts. "Not bad," he muttered, which was high praise from him. "Where's the ketchup?" he queried. In his haste, Simon had forgotten the main ingredient. He ran into the kitchen and found the large red bottle. "Give it here," Alf grabbed it and forcibly patted the back of the bottle with the palm of his hand. Instantly the meal was covered with splodges of red, looking like a battlefield. Simon made himself scarce and continued washing up and cleaning the kitchen. Then he remembered that he hadn't fed Sandy yet. "Dad," he asked timidly, "can I feed Sandy?" "Yes," his dad answered in between shoveling mouthfuls of steak into his big mouth. "Be quick about it," he added. Simon went out into the cold night armed with tins of dog food. As usual, Sandy was pleased to see him. He warmed his hands, stroking her as she gobbled up the food. Simon was so happy with her that he didn't want to go back, but after 10 minutes he knew he had no choice.